All right. Hello, Knockouts. Tanya TKO here, and I am a self love specialist from TanyaTKO.com. I hope you learn how to love yourselves and one another. On this channel, we typically use viral video topics as teachable moments for what self loving or self abusing looks like in your own life as it pertains to relationships mainly. But today, we have a different type of story that is going viral that a lot of you asked me to speak on. 16-year-old young lady by the name of Makai. I believe her name is Makai. I'm so sorry. Let me check that real quick. Wait, let me check. I'm sorry. Give me just one moment. Micaiah Bryant is her name. Micaiah Bryant, 16-year-old, Columbus, Ohio. We're going to play the video footage for you all, and so I'd just like to warn you that the video footage may be disturbing to some, so viewer discretion is advised. I am going to be opening up my Cash App to receive comments that you would like to have read on air. I have put the link, the thing scrolling. The link is also in the description. You can click straight through. All right, so I want to I want us to see this, and I want us to have a conversation about the many different conversations that are going on and what your take on the matter is, and then we're going to have this discussion. As you know, I'm a certified clinical hypnotherapist. I'm a certified life coach with a specialty in relationship coaching, and online I have about 1 million followers between YouTube and Facebook, and I use my platform to discuss very difficult topics. Without any further ado, I mean, there's some of you who are coming in late, and that's fine. I'm going to allow you all to have an opportunity to get a text message whenever I do go live, so that way you're always on time and you don't have to worry about these fickle platforms, holding your subscription over your head, unsubscribing you, and all types of stuff. So we have this video. This is slowed down footage from the police. We're going to be playing this with audio. We're going to play some words from neighbors. I believe her mother even speaks out. We're going to hear from some newscasters. I'm going to play a clip from CNN. We're going to dive into a lot of different facets of this story. We're going to slow down and show you a portion where, I mean, this was a gigantic brouhaha. I don't know what was going on. It looked like a big old fight. One boy was kicking a girl in the head who had fallen down. And then police officers standing out, high rankers, because they had on the white shirts, talking about Blue Lives Matter. And it was just a whole mess. This whole situation was a mess. And so we're going to look all through this. And I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to be reading some of your Cash App comments in a moment. And if you all are ready to jump into it, I am ready to jump into it. Okay? All right, give me one moment. Let's get this screen larger. All right. Okay. So this is from the officer's perspective. You see he's walking up. You see a young lady in pink right here. She looks like she's coming towards him, saying something. What? We don't know. And then look over here to the right. There's a fight ensuing. The police are on the scene. There's a fight ensuing. The girl, you see, the girl goes down onto the ground, right? The officer look. He pulls out his service weapon. And look, this is the part I want you to see. Do you see this right here? This guy to the right is about to kick this girl on the ground. This is so bizarre. This whole thing is just strange. So he begins kicking the girl. The officer is dealing with this girl. As you see, she has a knife. You see she has a knife in her hand, right? You see him coming off of the kick, right? What the devil is going on here? This whole thing is just craziness, right? And then you see this girl, look, we'll zoom in for you, right? She has a knife in her hand and looks like she's going into the motion to stab the young lady in the pink, right? So it looks like there's a group fight, right? This officer has taken out his revolver in a crowd full of people. This guy right here just finished kicking this girl. This is just a mess. They have his face blurred out, but you can see the dark brown skin. This is craziness. This is craziness. Let's continue going forward because you're going to see what happens next. So he's coming off of the kick. The girl is leaning up, and then the officer has his weapon out, and he begins to shoot the girl who has the knife, and she goes down, right? It looks like there's more to this video. Let's see what else there is at the back end of this video. She just goes down. He's standing there. Let's see. And then it looks like he's okay. Everybody's away from her now at this point. There's another officer coming up from the left. All right. So that is that, right? We're going to play a little bit more footage for you, but I kind of want to get your point, your perspective about what it is that you've seen so far. We're coming off of the tail end of Derek, whatever, Chauvin getting charged for murder 2, murder 3, manslaughter. I believe he got convicted of all charges, right? We're going to read some of the Cash Apples. We're going to read some messages from our sponsors because, as you know, the Cash Apps sponsor the show, especially one like this, which is going to be demonetized across the platforms because we're talking about a troubling viral topic. We're talking about firearms, and we are talking about a person losing their life. So a video like this will not be monetized. So consider becoming a sponsor of the show. Let's look at some of these Cash Apps that have come through. Okay. So we have Desiree, who sent $1 and wants to know how things are coming with the books. We are shipping from the 25th and 26th of March. So hold tight for that. Then we have Chigozie, who says, to the 16-year-old girl, don't carry a knife around cops. I mean, this is good food for thought. This is good food for thought. Don't carry a knife around cops, right? Then we have Joey, who sends $10 and says, she was at home, self-defense, shaking my head 1/4 mile from me, right? Well, you know what? Listen. There's this old saying that goes, never argue with a fool, because from afar, people can't tell which is which, right? If you are defending yourself and there is a person on the scene who is a sworn officer of the law, a person who is carrying a gun, there's no need for your knife anymore. There's no need for you to do. At that point, you have gone from defending yourself to now looking like an assailant. I'm sorry. I'm confused. Some of you are talking about how I saw a comment when we first came in. The comments are moving quickly, so I can't catch all of them here. So when we first came in, I'm sorry, I can't, because the comments only stay but so long in the program that we are in, because we're broadcasting live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter Periscope. So we are live on multiple platforms. This is part of the reason that sending the Cash Apps through, make sure that I see your comments. So there's another Cash Apple that has come through. And let's see. Nina sends $3.33 and says, I think NB was the one that called the police. Okay. So the young lady, I mean, but when the police come on the scene, how do they know that you're the one that's calling the police or have called the police? All they see is a person wielding a knife, getting ready to stab a person in your presence. That's what we see. That's what they see. So Laura says, where are all of the adults? Shaking my head. Who knows what was going on? Somebody is saying the person who was kicking was the father. Nina says a knife is a deadly weapon, and police see that first. She sends $3. Listen, listen. Exactly. Lashandra sends $25. Hey, and says being a beautiful womb holder. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Denzel says, love your channel, my queen. Thank you. Thank you very much, Denzel. We appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, so listen, we're going to look at a few more videos because there are going to be people who are going to be speaking on her behalf, right? Let me see some of the comments from here. It's going really quickly. Keisha says, y'all sending money to get a message read. Yes, people who sponsor the show and support the show can kill two birds with one stone. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. You are hearing a message from the sponsors. That's what you're doing. That's what you're hearing. Remember back in the 50s, they used to be like, and now a message from our sponsors. Those are the sponsors. So just sit back. I am says people need to think adults were jumping a 16-year-old. Look, let's see what's going on. Let's see what's going on. And Ray Cat says, Tanya, why don't you go to Africa and fight the slavery that's going on still against your own? Okay, listen, any of us can go to Africa. By all means, you can go as well. You can go as well. We all have different, if that is a passion of yours, talking about self-love and relationships is a passion of mine. If fighting against enslavement and that you know to be true is a passion of yours, by all means, go over. And Tanya says, shout to the message from the sponsors. Exactly. All right. So there was no sound in that. We are going to play a video with sound. The Cash App is scrolling across the bottom, which is $ Tanya TKO. It is also in the description, and my Cash App is a verified page. So if you are sending it, make sure that you see that verified check mark. So let's jump into another video I want you all to see. Okay, we're going to hear the Blue Lives Matter bit because there's a lot going on in this whole story. There's a lot going on. So let's jump to the Blue Lives Matter video. All right, so here we go. So let's get this a little larger. Give me one moment. Get this on full screen. Give it a moment as it loads up. Here we go. So let me get my headset so that there's no echo. As you never know, sometimes an echo comes and you don't want it and all of that. All right, so let's take a listen to this. If you all are ready, I'm ready. Oh, hold on. Somebody said you all can't hear the audio. I'm sorry. Let's try that again. We have to reconnect. I apologize. My bad. Let's get that up and running again. My bad. I'm glad that you all said something because I wouldn't have known unless you said it. Okay, we're gonna try this again. Here.
Yeah, so. Crazy. Yep. Insult, especially at this place right now. Yeah, it's definitely an insult. You sound stupid as fuck. That flag is a Blue Lives Matter flag.
Here are police officers.
Did he just say that? He said, well, Blue Lives Matter? He just said that? Boy, shut the fuck up, because Blue Lives don't matter right now. I don't want to hear none of that dumb. The fuck is you talking about? This 15-year-old just got killed, and you're talking about Blue Lives Matter? Get the fuck serious, bro. He shot her because she had a knife. He got out and didn't ask no motherfucking questions. And you talking about Blue Lives Matter? Man, on my face, bro. For real.
Saying Blue Lives Matter at the residence.
You know,
this said Blue Lives Matter. You see this bullshit? Here they go with that goof. This said Blue Lives Matter. The 15-year-old just got shot. Probably didn't even make it now. I done watched them try to bring her back, and it don't look like it was working. You shot somebody in their chest 3 to 4 times. Probably more than that. Hey, you talking about Blue Lives Matter? Get the fuck out of here. Blue Lives Matter. Get the fuck out of here. Like, come on. Blue Lives Matter. No. Blue Lives Matter.
Then when those that live in the area confront the officer, he doubles down in shame.
I know. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Get the fuck out of here, bro. You know, this is how East on Legion.
How would you respond if you just witnessed a public execution, then the officers chant a racist rebuke to Black Lives Matter? Insane. Almost as if they do not care about the repercussions. The victim is Micaiah Bryant. The alleged officer can be seen here via eyewitnesses on the scene who saw it all unfold.
Micaiah was named after a male prophet in the Bible. She was a very loving, peaceful little girl. She was 16 years old. She was an honor roll student.
I want to pause it right here. All right. So we have this person come out. She was a peaceful girl. She was named after someone from the Bible. She was so peaceful. She was wielding a knife in front of officers trying to stab people. And then it's like, if we did not see this, you know, it's like, we're going to talk about this afterwards. So let's finish hearing from all of these people. This is unbelievable.
This is the victim's mother, Paula. As the scene grew, so did the tensions. And who can blame members of our society who are continually disenfranchised and enslaved to police precincts and officers across the country who bring shame to this country we live in? It is a...
You know what? I have to pause it right here. Listen. You hear this person. Enslaved to the this of this country and bringing shame. Listen, you all are going to let these white liberals ruin you, because there has to come a boundary. There has to come a point where the effery stops and where sense begins to take over. Don't speak the words of enslavement lightly when we listen. No. We have some issues in this country. Don't speak the words of enslavement lightly. You all listen. I'm trying to tell you, right? We need to not go down this rabbit hole with people who are just talking about a free-for-all. We got this young lady's mother up there talking about how peaceful she was. We saw the footage with our own eyes. She was attempting to stab a person. You know what I want to play for you? After, we're going to listen to the audio of the officer, because there's another video I want to play you where you can hear the audio of the officer, because he was saying, stop. He was telling her to stop. He was telling her, get down, get back. The police were on the scene. There's no need for you to try to defend yourself anymore. That part is done. At this point, now you have turned into an attempted murderer. And listen, we have got to get ourselves in check, because a Black life does not only matter when a white person takes it. A Black life is supposed to matter, period, huh? Let's continue watching this. And then we got these people talking, gassing our heads up, making us think that we could go out there acting any kind of doggone how. But it's like, when your life is in danger and somebody is swinging a knife at your jugular or getting ready to stab you in your intestines, right? You want the police to stop them. But then all of a sudden now, when it's somebody else and we're looking from the outside, then we're like, oh, well, we got to, you could do, no, come on. And then you talk about, oh, I saw somebody who made the comment, oh, Rittenhouse was taken. He had a gun. He just finished killing people. Right. If there is a person who is an active shooter in the middle of shooting, or an assailant with a knife, a perpetrator with a knife in the act of attempting to murder someone, the police have an obligation and a duty to stop that murder from taking place in front of them. If the murders have already taken place and the person has a gun that's been put down, or the gun is not actively shooting, that's a whole different story. That's a different story. Because active shooters have been killed in this country. Let's continue going forward. Let's continue. Let me rewind that a little bit for you. That part just perturbed me, talking about enslaved to the system. You want to hear the mother's part again? Let's hear her part again too. Let's hear her part. This was the officer himself who shot. And then we'll listen to the mother's part.
On the scene who saw it all unfold.
Micaiah was named after a male prophet in the Bible. She was a very loving, peaceful.
Maybe she should have been acting like that prophet. I'm sure that prophet in the Bible didn't have a damn knife, wielding it and attempting to stab other people in the guts with it in front of officers as they're telling you to stop. Maybe she should have been acting like the way that she was named. I'm sorry. I know there's going to be people who are going to be angry at me, but I feel like we get so skewed to one side, that we get so angry at white people, we get so angry at men, we get so angry at Black men, that we let it skew our vision. I mean, yesterday I was watching this anime with my niece, and this guy he was cut across the arm. And in an attempt to disarm the person who was attacking him, he took the blood from his arm and swiped it in. Wow, there's a lot of cash apps coming through. I'm going to catch those. And swiped the blood into the perpetrator's eye. And then he couldn't really see him very much because he had blood like on his eyeballs. And I feel like for far too many of us, we're kind of in that state. We just see red. We're just so angry. We got the blood on our eyeballs. We're just seeing everything, and we are just lashing out, and it's not making sense. I need somebody to make this make sense for me. If a person is coming towards you with a knife and a police officer is on the scene telling them to stop and get down, and they are getting ready to stab you, what do you want the police officer to do? It's like, I understand the defund the police movement when there's a person who is dealing with a mental health crisis and the police show up, and we don't need the police on the scene for a person who is in mental distress, unless that person is actually in the process of breaking the law. Do you know what probable cause is? When I was in college, I had a professor who was a lawyer, and she taught us about probable cause. Probable cause is more than a mere suspicion that a crime is what? Those of you who are criminal justice majors, you know that a crime is about to take place, in the process of taking place, or has already taken place. This is probable cause. This man is witnessing a crime in the process, whether she called the police or not. It's like, this is why we have to have control of ourselves. We standing up here out of control. If you call the police, get your ass in control so that when the police get on the scene, you are the one who's calm and collected, and you're able to say, listen, officer, this is what's going on. Don't be the one there acting like the person that the police was called on, and then wonder why you get treated like the person that the police was called on. Goodness, come on, let's continue going forward, because I need this to make sense for me. I need it to make sense. We'll hear it from the mother again. We'll play it and continue going forward. And then I'll read the cash apps.
Little girl. She was 16 years old. She was an honor roll student.
This is the victim's mother, Paula. As the scene grew, so did the tensions. And who can blame members of our society who are continually disenfranchised and enslaved to police precincts and officers across the country who bring shame to this country we live in? It is a frustrating, deadly tale that refuses to change. Neighbor Ira Graham III said that he had just come home from work when he heard shots and ran outside to see a teen girl on the ground, badly wounded. It was disorienting, coming so close to the verdict in the Chauvin trial, he said. One police officer on the scene was wearing a Blue Lives Matter face mask, Graham said, which he considered an insensitive, unnecessary flourish.
Is this what it's coming to here in America? What did you do? Over and over. Keep doing us. We're sick.
Blue's not a race.
Hold on. I want to address this comment that came in, right? So Rissa Dill, shaking my head, bitch. Did you forget she was 16? You sound crazy. And she has a picture. And she has a picture of her baby. Silly Rissa has a picture of her baby on Facebook as she's calling a woman a bitch. You talking to me? Who you talking to? Who do you think you're talking to? Right? Let me pause this broadcast real quick to address you. Right? Because you got your page open, you got your baby on the screen as you're calling another woman a bitch and say, did you forget she was 16? You sound crazy. Come on. I don't know who you're talking to. I don't know if you're talking about me and saying that I sound crazy. Listen, we don't speak to women like this on my page. We don't use misogynistic slurs against women on my page. Find a different way. Find another way. Because you're over here with a picture of your own daughter showing, calling other people's daughters bitches. I can only hope that you use some of your restraint to teach your daughter that when she becomes 16, that she's not wielding a knife in front of the police trying to stab people. It's like, when are we going to stop and learn? Now, I don't know if you're talking about me or if you're talking about somebody else in the comments, but listen, 16, their minds are not fully developed. And it's unfortunate, but if at the age of 16, you're trying to kill people, right? She was trying to kill that girl. If at the age of 16, you're trying to kill someone, when the police come on the scene, they got to stop you. They got to stop you. Listen, I'm sorry. And I know that it's unfortunate. I know that a mother lost her daughter, but one mother was going to potentially lose their child that day or their daughter that day. Because she was going, first of all, the boy or the male kicking that girl in the head, that could be attempted murder right there. She's down on the ground. She's defenseless. You're kicking a person in the head for. Meanwhile, there's an armed person going up to another girl in pink, getting ready to stab her in the guts. Come on. It's like, you talk about your daughter being nonviolent and all this other stuff, right? Okay. Right. But she got a knife and she's attempting to kill people. I mean, but we're supposed to what? And now, so now I am a traitor to, I'm not on code because I'm not down with this effery. Let me read some of these cash apples. Let me read some of these because a lot have come in. So I want to grab those, right? As a matter of fact, I can't even read them right now because the video is on the screen. So as soon as we finish with this video, I'm going to read some cash apples and then we're going to run to the video where you all will hear the sound. Where you'll hear the sound of what is, come on, I'm sorry, this is just really disturbing to me. This is just so disturbing. And LM is saying, Tanya, you sound real Candace Owensy today. What is sounding Candace Owensy about stopping a person trying to murder another person? It's like we stay in a huff, right? We stay in a huff unless it's us with the knife coming towards our guts. Come on. Now, when I talk, I don't know if you're talking about my statement about the liberals, but you better check yourselves, especially if you're a Black woman. You better check and see where the liberal agenda is leading you, and it's leading you towards, listen, we need balance. I don't believe in conservatism. I don't believe in extreme liberalism. I feel that we need balance. Because what's going to happen is, if you listen to the liberals, if you listen and you get too liberal, you're going to have people who were born boys with penises in sports with girls cracking your craniums, taking your doggone, taking your scholarships and wrecking you. Come on. Talking about I sound Candace Owens. I can't get my thing to stay in my ear. Oh, maybe I just need to just breathe real quick. Maybe I just need to just woosah. All right, let's pull this video back up. And continue going forward. This is unbelievable.
I mean,
here, let's listen.
Over and over, keep doing us. We're sick.
Blue's not a race. I mean, it's furthest thing from it.
As we have covered previously, the thin blue line flag and hashtag represents the Blue Lives Matter movement. It is a rallying cry to mock Black Lives Matter. At white supremacist rallies, the thin blue line flag is sure to always show up, usually right beside it, the flag of the Confederacy and Trump 2020 flags.
Okay, so let's jump into the next video that I want you all to see, because there's the video that we're going to play with the sound. But you know what? First, a word from our sponsors. Let's read some of the comments that are coming in through the Cash apps. All right, let's do that. All right. So here. So we got AMK who sends $5 and says, why the officer let the young lady get up? Get up from down on the ground? I mean, we're going to hear the audio. He was telling her to stop. So, I mean, he allowed her to get up. My goodness. I mean, he was there long enough to witness and see what was going on. Sonny sends $1.11, says he didn't have to shoot, knife or not. He saw a person getting ready to kill another person or inflict bodily mortal. He saw a person in mortal danger. I mean, it's like people always say, oh God, my God. Wanda sends $5 and says, just wanted to support the channel. Thank you so much, Wanda. We appreciate that. Dominique sends $1 and says, can y'all shut up about the Cash App? We decide to support. Exactly. Thank you. I don't know what people are. They're complaining because it's kind of like when you're when you come into the club and you're not in the VIP section and you want to, kind of down the people in the VIP section. Well, open up your wallet even a little bit. Come into the VIP, become a sponsor. Simple. Evangelina sends $10 and says, thank you for your encouragement. Thank you, Evangelina. Shadon says $3.33 and says, why is she wanting to stab someone? Seem violent. I mean, look, I don't know what's going on. Why people think that that's okay. When did that become okay? Vivian sends $5 and says, it's justified, but it didn't have to be deadly force. I mean, listen, let me tell you something. When I first decided that I was going to get a gun, listen, let me tell you. When I first decided that I was going to get a gun, I wanted to get a gun that had very small caliber that would not cause mortal harm, right? I was like, when I get a gun, I just want to stop a person. I just want to stop them, from posing a threat, right? Then I found out that 22 caliber can actually bounce around inside of you, wreaking havoc with puncturing a bunch of little holes on the inside, right? And I had a conversation with a male person in my family who explained to me, right? By the time you pick up a gun at a person, you better intend to kill them. By the time you pick up a gun, you better intend to kill them. It's like, that is the point. That is the point, to stop your life from coming into danger. Carrying a gun is not a joke. Lifting a gun is not a joke. This is why people who truly know how to handle firearms, you don't play with fingers on the trigger and all that other. You don't play and have your finger on the trigger. You always have it on the side. on the side, because a gun is a huge responsibility, right? And when you see a life about to be taken, you've got to be prepared to use deadly force to stop deadly force. It's as simple as that. Now, I'm sorry, some of you may have your own philosophies about it, right? And some of us may be like, oh, well, why don't you tase and all this other stuff? Deadly force in action is met with equal and opposite reaction. If you are about to inflict deadly force may stop you. It's as simple as that. Could he have used his taser? Could he have? Did he know her age? He saw a person getting ready to inflict. He didn't come out and start shooting. You're going to hear in the next video. We're going to hear in the next video because we're going to play that as soon as we hear from our sponsors, right? JC sends 333 and says, why call the cops then get rowdy when they show up? Hey, listen, that's exactly. Annie sends $1 and says, her parents didn't even have custody of her. CPS did. Oh, listen, more of the story is coming out. Is that so? CPS had custody, huh? So it's like, oh, come on now. Carlene sends $1. Thank you so much for supporting the show, Carlene, right? Allie sends 444 and says, she called, they came, she took out a knife, and now she's gone. And now she is gone. Aisha sent $1 and says, she was an assailant. Not one bullet, but not 4. Okay, she was an assailant, but 1 bullet, not 4. Okay, I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. So we're going to criticize the amount of bullets. Okay. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. And I'm going to say this message to the police. Police, if there is somebody coming at me with a knife and they're trying to kill me, take them down. Take them out. Take them down. Listen, take them out. Save my life. Save my life. Obviously, the person with the knife is something is amiss. Something is amiss. Something is amiss. And it started long before I came into contact with her. Simple, simple, simple. You can, when the police, when somebody comes up and is trying to kill you, holler out to the police while as you're getting stabbed, or because you saw she was leaning up trying to stop herself from getting stabbed. As the person is wielding the knife towards you, look up to the police and say, only 1 bullet, sir. All right, come on. Was she going to stab you only 1 time, or was that knife going to continue to plunge in and out of you? All right, keep on talking. Keep on. Twin says, disable her. Don't kill her. They should be trained. Okay. All right. Well, there could be additional opportunity for training there. Okay. I mean, we all got the perfect answer outside of the situation. We all have the perfect answer. We all have the perfect answer. Allie sends another 444 and says, if my daughter was about to be stabbed, stop by any means. Listen, people think it's a joke out here. It ain't no goddamn joke. You lift up a knife, you try to kill people, you become an attempted killer, an attempted murderer. Stop this mess. Stop this. Twin says, I shoot weakly. I would have shot her leg. Okay. You can shoot a person's leg and hit an artery, and she could still be dead. I hear you. Thank you. Thank you. Dominique sends $1 and says, the cops did their job in this case. Listen, I hear you. Sarita sends $5 and says, you do not sound Candace-y. You are 100% correct. Thank you, Sarita. Thank you. Thank you. Did that girl ever come back and say who she was calling a B over here? Please. Please. Ronald sends $2 and says, speaking truth on your live today. I hear you. Thank you. We got Vanessa coming in with $5 and says, oops. Vanessa says, let's see. These girls got her killed and should be arrested. She got herself killed. She got herself killed. And it's unfortunate that she was young and her brain wasn't fully developed. but she had a knife and was trying to kill people. She got herself killed. She got herself killed by wielding a knife and trying to stab people when the police were on the scenes. At that point, you step back and you let the police handle it. I'm going to play the audio for you all as soon as we get through. Let me see how many more. Oh my gosh. Okay, we have a lot of Cash Apps that have come through. Let's play the audio, and then we're going to get back to the Cash Apps. I'm going to read each and every one of them. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'm going to read each and every one of them. I just want you all to hear the audio of what he was saying to her. There's a CNN clip, and we're going to play that now. Give me just 1 second. Let me pull it up. Sorry, I pressed the wrong button.
After the teen tried to cut two other girls with a knife. But in the graphic body camera video of the incident, it shows a very chaotic scene. It is incredibly difficult to discern exactly what is happening here, and there are still so many questions that need to be answered. CNN's Ryan Young is live for us in Columbus with the latest. Ryan, what are you learning about this? It is very difficult to understand what's happening.
All right, let's jump forward. Oh my Lord, you click too much, and then the next thing you know, you're on a different video. Exactly. Let's go back. All right. All right, let's go forward. Warning, you're about to see. So we're going to play the audio. Here it is. Here's so that you can hear the audio. Here, listen.
What's going on? Hey, get down, get down, get down, get down.
You heard him. Yeah. What's going on? What's going on? When the police officer comes up and says, hey, what's going on? Tell him what's going on. Because if he has to discern what's going on and you're the one with the knife, you're the assailant. That's what's going on. You're trying to kill people. The police are on the scenes. Put down whatever weapon. Like, why are you trying to kill a person in front of the police? What's the self-love lesson? You know, we talk about self-love lessons on this channel. What is the self-love lesson here? Love yourself enough. Value your life enough that when the police get on the scenes, that you value your life and you stop trying to kill people in front of the police. I mean, what the bomba wala wanya? What are we talking about here? Come on. I don't understand this. I'm confused by how many people here are confused. I'm confused. What did you hear? Hey, what's going on? What's going on? Get down. Get down. Drop the knife. No one is going to hurt you in front of the police. You can put your knife down. And if it's people, why is she the only one? First of all, if it's people jumping you, how hurt can you get in front of the police? The police, they're there to break it up. They're there to bring the peace. They're supposedly called peace officers, right? I'm confused. If you're worried about getting jumped and the police are there, why do you have a knife? It sounds like you want to create a permanent solution to an in-the-moment problem. And I don't understand because people are coming out at me. I'm so wrong, right? I'm wrong. Oh, let me read some more of these Cash Apples. Let's the apples come in. Another word from our sponsor, right? Let's get these read. It's unbelievable. I don't get it. And I'm confused personally. I'm confused. All right. Okay, that's Vanessa saying that the girls got her killed and should be arrested, please. She was trying to kill somebody. Oh, gosh, I already spoke on that. I already spoke. Oh, my thing is acting up. All right, here we go. Let me just go here and just do my heart from there. All right. Hold on. Okay. Hold on. There's a lot. Hold on, I'm getting through the comments. Don't worry, we're going through one by one. Berthia sends $5 and says, we need justice, but we also need accountability. Absolutely. I mean, speak on it. Speak. Fabiola sends $2.22. It says, two liberals, lines are completely blurred, no moral. I mean, I don't understand how we are making excuses for a person who's trying to kill someone right in front of the police. Love yourself enough. Brittany says, agreed. Black men are cheering you on. Interesting. I find that interesting as well because Black men are typically silent on my channel or criticizing me. It's like, please keep that same energy when we're talking about Black men doing wrong. Listen, George Floyd was no saint. He didn't deserve to be killed in front of everyone, but let's not sanctify him. Let's not sanctify DMX either. Let's not sanctify Black Rob. Come on. It's interesting that they're here now clapping. But keep that same energy. Keep that same energy. Maika sends $5 and says, it's protecting yourself. 16 to 60. I'm putting you down. Listen, these people want to play these games. You want to play life-killing games? Listen. Zezus sends $8 and says, you are a legend, 100. Thank you for showing me self-love. Thank you. Thank you, Zezus. Thank you. Thank you. All right. We have Shanice sends $12.21, just supporting. Thank you, my dear. Then we have Sketty who sends $1.10 and says, she had the knife for self-defense. Once the police are on the scene, it goes from self-defense to offense at that point. Who are you defending yourself with for a knife? You're the only person with a knife. It's not like it was like West Side Story and it was like two people going round and round in a circle where they both have knives and they're like, ho, 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 ho. It's not like that. It was one person with a knife and the one person with a knife was shot down. So what was she defending herself from when the police are on the scenes? You do not need to defend yourself anymore when the police are on the scenes. Zuna says, my baby cousin was stabbed last December. Exactly. And if a police officer was on the scene and let her get stabbed, he would be liable. If the police came on the scenes and let you get stabbed, you wouldn't like that. Dominique sends $5 and says, have active shooters been killed by police? When active shooters have been killed by police? Absolutely. In the midst of a crime happening, yes, they're shot down all the time. It's just that unfortunately, by the time the police get there, in most cases, the shooting has already taken place and the person is waiting to be killed, or they're trying to get killed by police, death by police, suicide by police, they call it. Jennifer sends $3 and says, can we call the girls jumping her violent too? The girls jumping her? I mean, if there was a person, if you're jumping, it's violent, of course. You're jumping a person, that's violent, of course. Of course. Yuna sends $3 and says, she didn't make it. That was a serious issue. Okay, that she died from the gunshot? Yeah. Alante sends $10 and says, I appreciate that you speak the facts. I support you. Thank you, Alante. Thank you. We have Sharonette that sends $2 and says, we have to take accountability for our actions. We really do. I don't understand. I'm confused as to why people feel that what was going on. It's like Black people, we are all over the place in terms of our advocacy, and we're advocating for some foolishness right here, and we're making ourselves look stupid. We're making ourselves look stupid because we're making it seem like there's no circumstance. Under what circumstance can a Black person be stopped by the police? Under what circumstance? Lizette sends $20 and says, why wait till police show up to charge at the women? This is why. That's the part that doesn't make sense. Why are you going to wait until the police are on the scenes? And why are you going to ignore police commands to now show yourself as the assailant on the scenes? It's unbelievable. Marcus sends $20 and says, it's sad, but the cops saved a Black girl's life too. Can we get some hands up in the air on that one? He saved the Black girl's life. He stopped the young lady from being stabbed in her intestines. I'm sure that young lady is happy that her life was saved. I mean, people fight. People fight. I don't know whether or not she was getting jumped. All I saw was her with a knife charging at people who were falling down around her. That's what I saw. That's what I saw. Yolanda sends $25 and says, for Tanya, I love your work. The girl had a knife. Thank you, Yolanda. I don't know what's going on, that people are not seeing what it is that we're seeing. Ashley sends $3 and says, this is exhausting and I'm tired. Love you, sis. Thank you, Ashley. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know what's going on. Alexa sends $1 and says, everyone mad, but they know if it was their child. You know what I'm saying? This is the thing. If it was your child that was getting ready to be stabbed, how would you feel about it? How would you feel about the cops stopping her? Gertrude sends $25 and says, thank you for be real and tell the truth. Thank you. Thank you. Alexa sends $1 and says, about to be stabbed. They would, let's see. They would use deadly force themselves. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. But then people come up with this fantasy scenario of how they would behave and how they want the cops to behave and all this other stuff. Leanne sends $1 and says her mother, father, and foster parents failed her. A lot of people failed her. And unfortunately, she failed herself as well. You know, she's young, but she was old enough to inflict deadly force and had deadly force used against her. Tarlis sends $4 and says, seemed like some bullying was going on. Well, when the bullied has a knife and the police are on the scenes, the cop can't tell who is who. Tiffany sends $1. Thank you, Tiffany. Thank you. Felicity sends $3 and says, love your energy. Thank you, Felicity. Thank you. Diane sends $20 and says, for truth, even if it hurts to hear, sad all around. Absolutely. This is a sad situation. Nobody wanted that girl to die. She had an opportunity to live a much longer life. She could have been so much. Ojiju sends $1. Thank you. Ojiugo. Sorry. Ojiugo. Thank you. Sketty sends $1 and says the cop didn't have to say Blue Lives Matter. They really didn't. There's a lot of wrongness going on all around there because the police's life was never in danger. It was never in danger. But then context matters. I don't know what was going on. Minia sends $1 and says they went to jump her. She was protecting herself. No. At a certain point, it turns from you protecting yourself into you attacking another person. They came to jump her. They were not jumping her. If it was a fist fight and the police came up, the police would pull people apart. Like a girl fight is not really very dangerous. Very, very rarely is a girl fight dangerous, right? Police could pull them apart. Police come up and you're wielding a knife. That's a whole different story. Maika sends $2 and says targets have heads and chests, no legs. Shoot to kill. Oh, wow. Listen. Thomas sends $25 and says, so attempting murder is due to slavery now. Listen, I don't know what is going on and why he decided to make that reference. See what I'm saying? You're going to let people lead you down the wrong path. Chigozie sends $5 and says, what responsibility does her father uphold? BLM. And then it's got cut off, so we need to wait for the rest of the message. Roberta sends $4.21 and says, why are kids street fighting in the first place? Kids fight. They fight. Kids fight. I mean, that's what they do. We fought. You fought when you were little. We all fought. Minia sends $1 and says, maybe her adrenaline was pumping. Shame on you. Shame on me. Listen, let me tell you something. It's unfortunate that there are some of us who were raised in homes and in buildings, etc., where there was exposed lead paint. Early childhood exposure to lead leads to aggression, lack of control, impulse control, violent fits, decreased learning ability, a lot of different things, right? It's unfortunate. We don't know why she had lowered ability to control herself. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. We don't know. We don't know. However, one thing that we do know is she was attempting to murder a person and she was stopped. She was exerting deadly force and deadly force was used on her. Patricia sends $3 and says, is it possible she was taking it from other girl as she was standing there like this with her hand behind her and the knife? We saw it. I slowed motion on that for you. Now we're going to start trying to talk about some supposed, how did she get the knife out of the person's hand and had the handle? It's not like her hand was on the blade. Oh my goodness, what are we doing? Valen sends $1 and says, could have been bullied by those girls and snapped. Well, she won't be snapping anymore. That's the thing. It's done. She won't be snapping anymore. Look, I say this about Black men in my videos, right? If you can't control yourself, there are people who will control you. If you can't control yourself, there are people who will come and control you. If you cannot keep yourself in control, there are people who will come and put you in control. She is no longer out of control. I'm sorry. It's unfortunate. And I'm happy that she was not able to kill a person that day. I'm happy that she was not able to kill anyone. I'm sorry that she died. Allie sends 444 and says, if the girl was stabbed, the cop didn't do enough. Exactly. Exactly. Because it's like, listen, Black people, we have got to do better than this. We've got to do better than this. Because if he stood there and allowed, so remember the Black girl, we did that video, the Black girl who was in the cafeteria, and there were adults around that did not stop the white girl from beating up the Muslim girl, and the Black girl came and jumped in, right? So then if the adults are like, you know what, I can't put my hands on a child, I got to stand back, right? Then we're like, oh, the adults around didn't do enough. If the cop came and then he was standing there like, stop it, and just allowed her to get stabbed, then we'd be like, oh, the cops, oh, he stood there where lives don't matter. Exactly. Hesper sends $1 and says, this is unfortunate. I am licensed to carry. Listen, exactly. Alante sends 420. Oh, Lord, you see this? 420, it says, I want to know what happened before. Well, does it matter what happened before the police officer got on the scenes? Whatever happened before the police officer got on the scenes, he has no knowledge of. This is why you need to take it upon yourself to be in control. Hesper sends $1 and says, train you to shoot, to kill, not disabled. Disable. Okay. Joey sends $5 and says, the adult male should be ashamed for escalating. I don't even know. We don't know. I don't think that person was an adult because they blurred out his face. I think they were all minors. That's why they blurred the faces. Hesper sends $1 and says, not to be used as a warning. Okay, so she's still talking about the bullet thing. We're going to have to piece the things together afterwards to finish reading the whole statement. Khadijah sends $3 and says, I just watched the video and the girl was seconds. Okay, that's the same one. Let's see. Hesper says, ever to have to use it, but should I ever need to? Let me find the next one from her. If I ever need to, I will not hesitate. Okay, so Hesper has spoken her piece. All right, this is what I'm saying. And let's read Khadijah. Seconds away from stabbing the other girl in the face before. Oh, she was getting ready to stab the girl that was on the ground in the face. This is what I'm saying. We do too much before she was shot to death. Listen, I'm sorry. There are some people out there who are problematic. This young lady's behavior was problematic. Angela sends $1 and says, if people came to jump you, why go outside? Listen, that's a good question. Why go outside? Who knows if it was one person and then the rest of the people came up? Alexis sends $1 and says, even if she lived, she would face charges. Exactly. That's true. She would face charges. She would. She would. Delisha sends $5 and says, how does Stand Your Ground work in Ohio? Is there another message from Delisha? I don't see another message from Delisha. So that's the end of that message. Let's put the heart there. I'm sorry. Rakia sends $5 and says, people allowing false narratives to shape their opinion. You know what? We just want to be the perpetual victims all the time, that we don't realize that sometimes we are the assailant. Sometimes men are the assailants. Sometimes women are the assailants. And we need to stay unbiased enough to be able to call people on their BS when they do it. Vanessa says, not saying he shouldn't have stopped her. It's just sad she lost her life. I suppose that's what she's going to say. It is sad she lost her life. But please do understand that wherever you are shot, you could die from getting shot in the leg. You could die from getting shot in the arm. You could die from getting stabbed in either places because you have major arteries that run up and down your body. Lawrence sends $1 and says, Black Rob GoFundMe can be intercepted by child support. Well, I hope it is. I hope it is. Claudia sends $3 and says, why did she even come out the house? Well, listen, why did she? Well, she was big and bad. She came out with the knife, right? Lauren says, please let his kids know in a video to intercept. Listen, you know what? Mark Curry started the GoFundMe, so. Ojujo sends $1 and says, I love everything you do. It's tragic. And the cop, we'll finish reading that. Chigozie sends $5 and says, I blame her dad for letting his daughter run rampant. You know what? If we're going to be passing blame, we just blame everybody then. The mother had a part to do. Everybody contributed to how this child turned out, including you and me in some way. Well, maybe inadvertent. Okay, let's continue going forward. I don't know if that was the father on the scene because, like I said, his face was blurred. But why is he over there kicking little girls in the damn head? Oh, Thomas sends $5 and says, Tanya, the young lady that died was a foster child. It's unfortunate. Jonathan sends $5 and says, thank you. This was tragic, but not on the officers. Yeah, a lot of men speaking up today. Interesting, isn't it? Interesting. Zizis sends $5 and says, thank you. That's Jonathan. Let's see. Zizis sends $2 and says, self-control is always a must. 100 accountability. Absolutely. And Sylvia sends $10 and says, you speak the truth today. We need to be accountable. Absolutely. We really do. John Figueroa sends $50. Hey! And says, speak the truth. Don't dare change for anyone. Thank you. Sharon sends $2 and says, why are cops not shooting just once or mace? Okay. Listen, let me tell you something. You mace a person can die from mace inhalation, have an asthma attack, and go. It's like when you get onto the scene and a person is getting ready to do deadly force, you stop them. Delisha sent $1 and says, because of Stand Your Ground, was girl justified with knife? Oh, that's an interesting take. Was the girl with the knife justified to stab a person in front of the police? If that's how you want to do it, go try it then. Try it and see. And say, I'm justified to stab. I'm standing. Come on, try it. Try it and see. Alexa sends $1 says people adding unnecessary context to make her a victim. They really are. And the thing is, there are some real victims out there that we need to stand behind. But for some reason, we find very toxic people to call victims and stand behind them. Alante says, know what happened before, I would be less confused. Well, listen, you would be as confused as the officer coming onto the scenes and seeing a person trying to kill someone. Elizabeth sends $2 and says, stand your ground applies to the inside of the home in Ohio. So she's answering that question. And Lori sends $5 and says, should have stayed inside from the girls and the cops. Listen, you stay away. You're right. When the police come on, that's when you start getting your Becky tears out and you start crying. And just like barbecue Becky, and you fall into the officer's arm and start crying. That's what you do. You don't go up and start trying to stab people in front of the officer. Don't do it. Don't do it. I'm going to read some of your comments here because the sponsors have given all of their messages. And so let's see. Kim says, police are well within their rights to pick and choose when to intervene to protect the lives and property of others, even when a threat is apparent. Okay, I thought it was their duty to stop mortal harm from coming. Blah, blah, blah says, the singer Selena died from stab wounds in the 90s. You do not know if someone will live from a stab wound. You really don't. You really don't. You really, really don't. Alpha says, pro-Black making this chick a victim, but she really a menace to society, stabbing others with knives. If Black lives matter, the Black girl she was about to stab, life mattered, right? Am I correct in stating that? Tasty is saying Selena died from gunshot. Lord of mercy. I don't know what she died from. I just know she died. Somebody else is saying Selena got shot. Where she get her research from? Oh, okay. A lot of people are saying she got shot. So I'm going to assume that means, I'm going to surmise that means that she was shot. All right. Kyle is leaving a long message. Let's say, if a cop and you came at me wielding a knife, I'm going to defend myself. I'd shoot you with pepper spray or a taxer, or I guess that's supposed to be taser, or rubber bullets. If I was not a cop, I'd use a paintball gun, airsoft, and shoot you in the butt cheek with rocks. Listen, police don't walk around with rubber bullets. They don't walk around with rubber bullets. If there's going to be a protest, they may have rubber bullets with them, but typically they're not coming on a scene with rubber bullets. I think we expecting something that just, Listen, all right. I'm going to get out of here. How long has this video been? We've been on for an hour. So that's the full video right there. I want to hear your thoughts. If you come to this video after, let's hear your thoughts in the comments. If you want to know when I'm going live, consider contributing $1.99 a month to receive a text message when I go live, so that you could get that text message each and every time, so that you could be here on time and be a part of the broadcast. Consider it. The functionality is not finished programmed yet, but think about it. Are you willing to pay $1.99 per month, $22 for the year, if you pay in advance, to support the show and receive a text message whenever I go live, so that you can be here and on time and get the link sent directly to your mobile phone? Think about that. All right. And I will see you all in the next video. Go out there and love one another. Most importantly, what? That's right. Love yourself. And part of loving yourself is what? Part of loving yourself is valuing your life, knowing that your life is valuable. And when you come into contact with a person that has the ability to take your life, do whatever it is that you need to do in that moment to save your life. Unless, of course, you'd like to be a martyr for a cause. That's one. Two, loving yourself is valuing your life enough that when you see a person come onto the scene that has the ability to stop the chaos, allow that person to handle it. Sit back, rest in your feminine, and allow the person who is sent there to diffuse the situation to diffuse the situation. Value your life. Value your life enough that when a person says stop, drop, shut them down, open up. Okay, I'm sorry. Listen, that came from a meme that I saw. It just came over me. Listen, love yourself enough that when a police officer tells you, if you know that if you're armed and a police officer tells you drop your weapon, no matter your race, especially if you're Black, drop your weapon. Black people out here getting killed with no weapon. Drop your weapon. Simple. Just drop your weapon. Love yourself enough that if people come to jump you, don't go outside. Call the police, let the police come and disperse them. It's as simple as that. Love yourself enough to know that you have life after this altercation. Don't lose your life in an altercation. It's not worth it. And on that note, I will see you all in the next video. Tanya TKO, and I am out. Make sure that you subscribe to my channel. Make sure that you get your book of affirmation, Self-Love. It is available on Amazon right now. You can go to Amazon and search for, this is my book. I'm going to have to get a new book because this one is old now. It's all written in. Get you, and it's all creased up. But I use the book, and this is how I went from living in my car to being abundant and living life free and as I choose. This book is a powerful book. It costs $20. It's a petite, thin book that you can take with you that has the most powerful affirmations that I use. It's not a whole bunch of affirmations that didn't work or could be better. I fine-tuned the strongest affirmations, and you can get your copy right now. Go to Amazon, search for Tanya TKO Self-Love, and the direct link is in the description below. So I will see you all in the next video. Peace.